you know, that Ducati XDiavel S that I had was an amazing bike, man. And I miss it. There's a lot of things I really miss about that bike. 5 reasons why I sold my Ducati XDiavel S.
Let's go for a ride. You are watching CYCLECRUZA'S all-in-one motorcycle channel. Subscribe today.
Out here in the gritty city of Cleveland, baby. My old hood. Yeah. Something about the inner city of Cleveland, like when you come out here, it's just the gritty feeling. It feels real, like just real and raw out here. As where the suburbs feel more pansy-like and more laid back, which I like. I like feeling safer at night. But out here, it just brings back a lot of memories, man, of me growing up, riding my bike, our BMX bikes, riding around here, racing each other, and getting into trouble like we shouldn't have. It's nice to come back. You never forget where you come from, baby. But anyways, that Ducati XDiavel S that I had was absolutely amazing. I know some of you guys are like, CYCLECRUZA, why'd you get rid of that bike? You loved it so. That thing just had so much power off the line. Oh, baby! Oh, man! Oh, that's what I'm talking about, guys. 0 to 60, man. That bike just, whoo, I could probably whoop most sport bikes on that bike, man. Because all that power and grunt was down low on that bike. Torque, it had like 90 something pounds-feet of torque on it. It had like 150 something horsepower. Bike only, as a cruiser, it only weighed like 540 something pounds or something like that, which is light for a cruiser. And but you know, the number one reason that I sold the bike was because one day I almost dropped my WR250R on the XDiavel. I was taking the WR off the stand, and it slipped out of my hands, and literally, I'm telling you, like a finger's width of my WR nailing the Ducati XDiavel's tank. It was that close, like about a finger width, man. And if had the WR nailed that tank and put a big dent in it, the tank alone on that bike is like $3,000, man. And that doesn't include installation. That's just the tank. So I'm like, everything was expensive on that bike, and I was just like, you know what, I could afford it. You know, it's not an issue of not being able to afford it. It's an issue of, do I want to spend that type of money to repair a bike like that? And obviously you don't want to claim insurance on something like that. And because next thing you know, your insurance rates go up, and over the long haul you end up paying for it back. So I figured I just better sell this bike, because I love and cherish my dual sport, and I wanted to get the 450 Supermoto, which I ended up getting. And in the future, you know, if I get a some property and I build a garage in the back or something where I have a lot of room, I may get that bike again, because I tell you, I can't go to any other cruiser after riding that bike, man. That cruiser, that wasn't even like a cruiser. It was like, it felt like the power of a sport bike. It was just unreal, man, how the grunt, and it felt good. It turned in the corners crisp. It was like, it was just an amazing bike. And I don't know why that bike doesn't get any more popularity. Some of you guys think it's ugly, is the main reason, and some of you guys love it like I do. It's like a love or hate thing with that bike as far as it looks. I thought it was absolutely beautiful, and that's another thing I miss about it. But anyways, number 2 reason why I got rid of that bike is the tire. That big old 240 tire was awesome, don't get me wrong, because to have such a big wide tire on that bike, the thing handled the corners like a scalpel. It was normally bikes with a rear tire that wide do not handle the corners like that bike did. And I'll tell you guys, that 240 rear tire, because it's so wide, it picked up a lot of debris on the road. Like I would be picking rocks and pebbles and stuff out of that And it was only a matter of time before I picked up a screw or nail or something in there. And those tires are expensive, man. It's like $230 for the tire. Not to mention that you have to have special Ducati tools in order to replace, change the tire on that bike. And that brings me to number 3 thing I didn't like about that bike, is that I couldn't work on it, really. I was scared to work on it. I didn't want to pay extra money for the Ducati tools, special tools that I had to get for the bike. I didn't want to mess something up on it and then end up costing me more. I just didn't feel comfortable really working on that bike. Like I said, it boils down to really just me being cheap. But anyways, number 4 reason is the belt design on that bike. The belt cover on there, they could have designed better, because that thing actually like attracted rocks to hit the belt. And I actually had a little bit of damage on there, which they said it could take more damage than that because it is a Kevlar belt. But I felt uncomfortable with it, man, that because I just had a feeling that, because some people had problems with that, their belt snapping because rocks hitting it or whatnot, and it causing damage to the belt. And the guy told me at the Ducati dealership, he said, dude, that if you want to replace that belt, it's going to run you $700. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? I'm like, what? $700? Oh, forget that, man. He said, and if you install it yourself, you just bought the belt. I think the belt was like $500 or something like that. Crazy. And that's, you know, one reason why I like chain-driven bikes now. You know, I did a video way back that's really like one of my most popular videos, where I did a video comparing chain versus belt versus shaft drive. And I'll tell you guys, after owning a belt-driven bike and seeing how those belts can snap, I'll tell you guys, damn, that's a piece of crap, man. A bucket, that bucket car, rust bucket. But anyways, yeah, the belt, they're so expensive to replace, man. And the chain is really cheap to replace, and they last a long time, even though those belts can last a long time if they don't incur any damage. But yeah, I didn't like the belt cover design on the XDiavel. I don't know if they corrected that within the newer models or not, but that was an issue why I sold that bike. And also brings me to number 5, is that their lack of dealers. You know, they don't have that many Ducati dealers. I think here in Ohio they only had like 2 or 3 or 2 maybe or something. And the closest one to me was out in Akron, which, by the way, that Ducati dealership is awesome. I had my recall work and maintenance work done there, and man, he had it ready the next day. So I didn't have to wait, and excellent customer service with them. I'm not hating on them at all. I have a newfound respect for Ducatis after my experience, guys. I really do. Because I really didn't have many issues with that Ducati XDiavel. The only main issue I had was the rear brake went out, but that was a Brembo brakes issue. They had a recall on it, so it wasn't really Ducati's fault with that. That was Brembo's issue, and it was on Brembo brakes on other manufacturers' bikes as well. It wasn't just Ducati. It was just a recall on Brembo brakes at that time. But otherwise, I had no issue with that bike at all, man. Absolutely love that bike. But like I said, the main reason why I sold the bike, really, it comes down to, is me being cheap. You know what I'm saying? And I can afford a Ducati, because I know some of you guys are going to say, Cycle Cruz, you don't buy a Ducati if you can't afford one. Yeah, I can afford one. I can afford to maintain one. But I don't want to spend all that kind of money they're asking for their parts, man. You know what I'm saying? When I could get, you know, from my Honda CBR 1000 RR, I could get these plastics for cheap, you know, to replace everything. Anything gets scratched or anything, I don't care about getting a scratch on this. But a Ducati, I'm worried about getting scratches or dents or anything, or dropping a bike, because it'd be extremely expensive to fix. And it doesn't matter if I had $100 million in the bank. I don't want to spend $3,000 on a fuel tank. You know what I'm saying? But to each his own. But you know what, though, in the future, I may get another Ducati, because I have a newfound respect for Ducatis, man. I really do. After owning that Ducati, that was an amazing experience with that bike, man. It's just, I can't tell you. You have to experience it for yourself and ride one. They are just, it has its own feel to it. It's just a very soulful feeling and beautiful feeling and fun. Yeah! It's amazing. So I highly recommend all of you at least try riding one time. Try owning a Ducati one time in your life as far as the riding experience. At least go test ride one or something, or ride your buddies or somebody or something, because you got to experience it, man. But anyways, guys, for those of you guys that want to get these awesome heated gloves, battery power heated gloves that I have that are amazing to all my other gear, my new jacket I got for the winter and all of my other stuff, I always include links in the description and comment section of my videos, or go to my website at CYCLECRUZA.com and click on the menu tab My Gear. And also, if you want to see more of my videos, click on the menu tab My Videos, and those are a bunch of playlists with my nearly 1,300 videos categorized into those playlists and make it easier for you to navigate through and find what you're looking for. Hey guys, hit thumbs up, share this video, comment. I appreciate all you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my All One Motorcycle channel, and also go check out my other channel, Ducat Moto,
that showcases a van that I customized for cheap that allows me to live in my van with my motorcycle anywhere, and has a ton of cool mods. And that channel has everything from build videos, trip videos, anything and everything Ducat Moto. As a courtesy, I included 2 video playlists, one for new riders, and those are all of the videos I've done over the years that I feel are helpful for new riders, and also my popular videos playlist. Hey, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it. Take care.